Ja Rule is threatening to sue 50 Cent, actually sue him, in court for defamation. Let that sink in. These two have been going at it for over 20 years. Diss tracks, stabbings, social media wars, and now it might end up in front of a judge. How did we get here? This feud started in 1999. Queens, New York, a robbery, accusations, betrayal. It turned violent fast. 50 got stabbed at a studio. Ja Rule got arrested. Then the music took over. Wanksta, Back Down, Loose Change, tracks that defined an era. Printed Kimser won the culture war. Everyone knows that. Even Ja admitted it, but he never let it go. Fast forward to 2024, social media keeps it alive. Memes, trolling, petty jabs. Then 50 produces a documentary about Diddy. Ja sees it, gets furious, accuses 50 of hypocrisy, of slander, and threatens legal action. This isn't just rap beef anymore. This is lawyers, courtrooms, defamation claims, and the internet is eating it up. Because this feud, it never ended. It just evolved. From the streets to the studio, from the studio to Instagram, and now, maybe to a lawsuit. This is the story of hip-hop's longest, messiest rivalry, and why it refuses to die.
You had a beef with, or have a beef with Ja Rule?
It's an old school. That's an old
But I understand that, but I understand in October you did something to get back at Ja Rule.
Yeah.
And please tell the people what you did, because this is quite
I bought like the first 4 rows in his concert.
You bought the first 4 rows in this concert?
Yeah, they was like on Groupon for $15. It wasn't a big deal.
All right, the rumor is, or the word is that I'm supposed to be scared of him. Or Murder Inc. was scared of the Eugene and True, or whatever the case.
Who spread this rumor?
Him.
Before the hits, before the fame, there was Queens. 1999, a robbery changed everything. Ja Rule was robbed at gunpoint. Queens street stuff. But then 50 Cent started talking. He claimed Ja's crew was involved, said Ja saw the suspect after, did nothing about it. Betrayal in 50's eyes. Ja Rule denied everything, said 50 was lying, making stuff up, but the damage was done. Trust was gone. The accusations spread through Queens. Street reputation mattered.
So I guess the story got back in the hood of what happened, and so 50 used that as his end to have something to say about me. You feel what I'm saying? But it had nothing to do with him. Like, I didn't even know you know this dude.
And 50 was calling Jazz out. October 1999, 50 Cent fired the first shot. Musically, a mixtape track called Life's on the Line. He didn't name Ja directly, but he mocked Murder Inc., Ja's label. Everyone knew who he meant. The message was clear. 50 was coming for him. Ja heard it, felt disrespected, but didn't respond right away. The tension built. Queens rappers picking sides. Murder Inc. versus 50 Cent. This wasn't just music industry beef. This was street beef. Real consequences, real danger. And both sides knew it. 50 kept pushing. More mixtape bars, more subliminal shots. Jazz stayed quiet, for now. But behind the scenes, anger was building. This wasn't going to stay on wax. The streets were talking. People were watching, waiting for the next move. And in hip-hop, silence doesn't last long, especially when your reputation is on the line. The robbery accusations, the mixtape disses, the street tension, all of it was a powder keg, and it was about to explode. Because what started with words was about to turn violent, very violent.
The mines robbed Ja Rule. And I'm in the club, and I see the nigga, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know, we chilling. He see me kicking it with the nigga that robbed him, and he feel like, oh shit, I shouldn't speak to this dude, because I know the kid robbed him. But I know this kid, I grew up with him.
March 2000, Hit Factory Studio, New York. 50 Cent was there recording. Then Ja Rule and his crew showed up. Confrontation was immediate. Words turned to pushing. Pushing turned to fighting. Then, someone pulled a blade. 50 Cent got stabbed. Blood everywhere. Chaos in the studio. This wasn't rap beef anymore. This was real violence, real danger, real consequences. Police arrived, arrests were made. Ja Rule was taken in. So was his associate Black Child. The headlines exploded. Rapper stabbed in studio. This made the news. Not just hip-hop blogs, actual news. Black Child later claimed credit for the stabbing, said he did it, bragged about it. 50 downplayed the wound publicly, acted tough, said it wasn't that bad, but the damage went deeper than the cut. This incident changed everything. Proved the beef was deadly serious. No more just words on tracks. No more subliminal shots. This was physical, dangerous, life-threatening. The hip-hop world took notice. This wasn't entertainment. This was real street conflict, playing out in public. And it could have ended much worse. 50 could have died. Jay could have gone to prison for years. The stakes were now clear. This feud had crossed a line, from music to violence, from competition to life and death, and there was no going back. Both sides dug in deeper. The anger intensified. The hatred became personal. What started as a robbery accusation was now attempted murder charges, studio surveillance, police investigations, court dates. This was the moment the feud became legendary, and the moment it became impossible to stop, because blood had been spilled. And in hip-hop, that changes everything.
Hip-hop beef is gotta be top 3. You know, you got Big and Pac.
Yep.
You got Jay and Nas, and then me and 50. I would put me and 50s over Jay and Nas.
The violence happened, but the real war, that was on the music. August 2002, 50 Cent dropped Wanksta, aimed straight at J. Rule. The track became a hit. Billboard Hot 100, his first charting single. The song mocked everything about J. Rule, his style, his crew, his credibility, and people loved it. Then came the big move. 50 Cent with Eminem and Dr. Dre, Shady Records. Aftermath, the biggest names in hip-hop backing him. That changed the game completely. February 2003, Get Rich or Die Tryin' dropped. Went straight to #1. The album had Back Down, produced by Dr. Dre, a direct attack on Ja Rule and Murder Inc., questioning their authenticity, their street credentials, everything. Ja had to respond. April 2003, he released Loose Change, went after everyone. 50 Cent, G-Unit, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Busta Rhymes, even dissed Eminem's daughter Haley. That was a mistake, big mistake. 1 week later, the response came. Hail Mary 2003, 50 Cent, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, on a Tupac remix, absolutely destroying Ja Rule, mocking his Tupac fandom, his image, everything. The culture shifted, people were choosing sides, and 50 was winning. November 2003, Ja released Blood in My Eye, an entire album dedicated to the beef, lead single, Clap Back. Track after track attacking 50, but it flopped. Critically panned, poor sales. XXL called it Ja's first quantifiable L, his first clear loss. The momentum had swung. 50, their Eminem and Dre, had the hits, had the culture. Ja was fighting alone. Murder Inc. was under investigation, his career was declining. The diss track war was over, and 50 had won, decisively. But Ja Rule, he wasn't ready to admit defeat. Not yet.
Well, he said, all right, let's listen. Let's listen to it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh God, we're fucking Dre, right? So boom. So then, no, but wait a minute, you're bringing it back. So I'm like, all right, the beat is fucking nuts. He may have one, but let's see if he connected the dots lyrically. He may have not connected the dots lyrically. You can find me in the. I'm like,
Is it?
I turned to Rule and everyone in the office, and I said, yo, buckle up. We have a major problem.
2013, Hot 97 radio. Ja Rule said something shocking. He admitted it. We lost the war. Those exact words. After years of fighting, denying, he finally said what everyone knew. 50 Cent won. Murder Inc. lost. Culture chose sides. Ja Rule's was on the losing end, but admitting defeat didn't mean accepting it. Ja Rule's had conditions, explanations, excuses. Said 50 damaged New York hip-hop, split the scene, prevented collaborations, made it impossible for artists to work together, blamed 50 for the division, for negativity, for hurting culture. In his eyes, 50 didn't just win. He destroyed something bigger. Jay-Z also claimed he gave 50 his start, said mentioning 50's name on air gave him publicity, helped him break through. So even in defeat, Jay-Z took partial credit for 50's success. Mental gymnastics were impressive, and resentment deep. Jay-Z wrote a memoir, Unruly, 2014, claimed 50 informed on Murder Inc., told authorities about connections, triggered federal investigation. 50 denied it, always has, but Jay-Z kept pushing the narrative, calling 50 a snitch, without proof. This became Jay-Z's go-to attack. For years, the lost the war admission should have ended it, should have brought closure. Didn't, because losing publicly and accepting it privately are different. Jay-Z's pride wouldn't let him move on. Every interview became another chance to explain, justify, rewrite history. He'd say he was better rapper, had better records, music aged better. 50 just had better marketing, better backing. Reality, Jay-Z's never truly accepted the loss, admitted it with his mouth. But his actions, different story. The feud was about to get a second life on a whole new platform. The beef evolved. No more diss tracks. Now it was Instagram, Twitter, memes, and 50 Cent mastered it. 2018, the trolling reached new levels. 50 posted that J. Rule's concert sold only 10 tickets. 10. He was ruthless. Then came the Groupon stunt. October 2018, 50 claimed he bought 200 front row seats to Jay-Z's show just to leave them empty. Posted about it, bragged about it. The internet went wild. J. Rule tried fighting back, posted doctored photos of 50 Cent in drag, shared pictures of 50 with a transgender fan, wrote off birds of a feather at 50 Cent sassy, called the beef a joke, said 50 was mad. But 50's trolling was more effective, funnier, sharper. He understood social media better, knew how to go viral, how to make people laugh at Jay-Z's expense. The fans treated it like entertainment, not serious beef, just two rappers clowning each other online. Memes everywhere, comment sections exploding, everyone picking sides, but mostly laughing. November 2018, things got darker. Jay-Z challenged 50 to pull up on him. Serious threat, 50 responded. Southside rules apply. It's never over. We may take a break, but ain't over till one of us gone. Chilling. Real. The next day, Ja posted a rant, called 50 a bootlicking coon, accused him of tearing down people of color, instead of using his platform positively, promised it would be his last post about the feud, told fans everyone was tired of 50 to stop supporting people who don't support their own. But it wasn't his last post. Not even close. 2019, more insults. Ja called 50 a parasite, a cancer to the culture, posted Nation of Islam clips, vowed they would never coexist. 50 kept trolling, posted video of Ja arguing with club security, captioned it, mocking him. Ja responded with rat videos, called 50 names. The cycle never stopped. Social media gave the beef new life, infinite reach, constant content, and both artists kept feeding it because engagement meant relevance. And relevance, that's currency.
Maybe the devil, maybe Satan saved him. Because he's a great engine of chaos. I don't think God would save somebody who moves like that. I don't think God would save somebody who disrespects his own family and is just everything you think of 50 is just negative. He's just an engine of negativity, beef, chaos.
December 2025, Netflix dropped a documentary, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, about Diddy, his career, legal troubles, scandals, nothing unusual, except one thing, executive producer, 50 Cent. Ja Rule lost it completely. The documentary examined Diddy's allegations, misconduct claims, legal issues, serious stuff. Diddy was already in jail, already facing consequences, but 50 was profiting off it, making content from someone's downfall. Ja Rule saw hypocrisy, massive hypocrisy. Jay posted on Instagram, "This sucker Curtis acting like hip-hop moral savior, when you're no different," allegedly. He admitted Diddy deserved jail, was serving it, as he should, but 50 saw him making a documentary, crossed a line. Jay called 50 a rat, cancer to culture, accused him of exploiting tragedy for profit, suggested 50 donate documentary profits to domestic violence charities, if he really cared. If it wasn't just money, attack was fierce, personal, public. Jay hinted at making his own documentary about 50 to expose him, mentioned old allegations, like 50 allegedly trying to burn a former partner, stories from years ago, threats to air dirty laundry. 50 responded fast, shared a clip from Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal, claimed that Deal once saw Ja Rule and Diddy emerge naked from private room, together. Implication was clear, 50 wasn't defending himself. He was attacking, going for throat, posted to millions of followers. Internet exploded, comments flooded, reactions everywhere, and Jai wasn't backing down, not this time, because 50 just gave him ammunition, legal ammunition, and Jai was about to use it. Ja Rule went to Twitter, posted something nobody expected. "I thought Jughead was smarter than that, posting a blatant lie to your millions of minions." Then the legal threat, slander and defamation. Dummy, lawsuit on the way. Lawsuit, actual lawsuit. After 25 years of beef, diss tracks, stabbings, social media wars. Now lawyers? Internet couldn't believe it. Comments flooded, reactions everywhere. One fan wrote, calling people snitches, then filing a lawsuit. Irony was thick. Joe spent years calling 50 a rat, saying he talked to authorities. Now threatening court, legal action. Another fan pointed out obvious. "I hope you talking about Gene, cause he said it." That video been out for a while. Gene Deal clip wasn't new. Existed before 50 posted it. 50 didn't create allegation, just shared it. But Jay-Z claimed slander, defamation, posting lies to damage reputation, wanted legal consequences, wanted 50 was held accountable. Threat seemed serious. Jay-Z was angry, felt disrespected, humiliated publicly to millions. But would he actually file? That was the question. Lawsuits cost money, time, energy. They're public. Everything documented. Depositions, court filings, discovery. Did Jack really want that? Or just more beef, more posturing, more social media drama? Some fans thought genuine, that Jack finally had enough. Gene Deal post crossed legal line. Others thought bluff, just Jay-Z talking tough, trying to scare 50, get him to back off. Either way, threat was out there, public, on record. changed the dynamic. This wasn't just rap beef, this was potential litigation, court battles, legal teams. Feud reached new level. Question everyone asked: what happens next? Here's the truth. This feud is never ending. Not really, because both need it. Ego, legacy, relevance. Those three things keep it alive. For 50 Cent, the J. Rule beef is part of his origin story. How he conquered New York, beat Murder Inc., won the culture war. It's proof he's a winner. That's valuable. For J. Rule, the feud is complicated. He lost publicly. Everyone knows it. But staying in the fight, that keeps him relevant. Every response to 50 gets attention. Press coverage, social media engagement. Without the beef, when does J. Rule trend? When do people talk about him? The feud is oxygen for both, but especially for J.A. Then there's the internet. It rewards chaos, drama, conflict. Every time they go at each other, it goes viral. Millions of views, thousands of comments, people sharing, reposting, laughing. The algorithm loves beef, and both artists know it. 50 trolls because it works, gets engagement, keeps him in headlines. Jay responds because silence means irrelevance, and irrelevance is death in entertainment. So they keep feeding it, keep posting, keep fighting, because the alternative is being forgotten. There's also pride, deep, stubborn pride. 50 can't let Jaya have the last word ever. Jay can't admit total defeat ever. Even when he says he lost, he adds conditions, excuses. Both are trapped by ego, by the need to win. Even 25 years later, the beef also evolved perfectly for the digital age. It started in streets, moved to studios, then to social media, now potentially courtrooms. It adapts, changes platforms, but never dies, and honestly, fans don't want it to end. It's entertainment, history, hip-hop folklore, the longest-running beef in rap. That's significant. That matters. So will there be a lawsuit? Maybe. Maybe not. But the beef, that's immortal. Because some rivalries don't end. They just change platforms. And this one, it's built to last forever. So where does this end? It doesn't. This beef started 1999, Queen's robbery, accusations, mistrust, turned violent 2000, stabbing at Hit Factory, arrests, blood spilled, then the music war, Wanksta, Back Down, Loose Change, Hail Mary 2003, tracks that defined an era. 50 won that war, decisively. Even Ja Dot admitted it. But admitting defeat didn't end anything. Beef just evolved. Social media gave it new life. Instagram, Twitter, memes, trolling became weapon, empty concert seats, Groupon stunts, petty shots going viral. Then 2025, Diddy documentary, 50 producing, Josh seeing hypocrisy, calling him out publicly. And now, lawsuit threats, defamation claims, slander and defamation, lawsuit on the way. After 25 years, might end up in court, or maybe not. Maybe just more posturing, more noise, more content for internet. But here's what we know. This feud outlived their music careers, neither making hits anymore, neither dominating charts, but people still talk about them because of beef. It's their legacy now, more than songs, more than albums. The rivalry itself became the story. That's why it won't die. It's bigger than both. Hip-hop history, folklore, a 25-year saga refusing to end. From streets to studio, studio to social media to potential courtrooms. Platforms change, medium evolves, but hate stays constant. So will Jay actually sue? Who knows? Will 50 back down? Never. Will they make peace? Unlikely, because some rivalries don't end. They just change platforms, adapt, survive. And this one's immortal. A beef that outlived the music, and somehow became more famous than either of them.